Tom Selleck's public story has often been retold through a mix of admiration, rumor, and dramatized reporting, blending confirmed career milestones with more speculative personal claims. At its core, however, his life reflects the long arc of an actor who worked for decades before finding defining success, and who later faced the complex pressures that come with fame, aging, and private responsibility. Over time, narratives around him have sometimes become exaggerated, especially in tabloid style accounts that frame ordinary life difficulties as breaking points or dramatic exits. What remains consistently recognized is his long career in television and film. His association with one of the most iconic detective series in TV history, and the way he shaped a character that left a lasting cultural imprint. This rewritten account focuses on that broader journey, separating established milestones from unverified or sensational claims while preserving the structure of the original narrative. Early life, family roots, and a relocation westward. Tom Selleck was born in Detroit, Michigan, into a working-class family shaped by wartime service and practical trades. His early childhood was marked by separation from his father, who served in the military during World War II, while his mother maintained the household and stability at home. For a brief period, he lived with his grandparents before his immediate family reunited. In the late 1940s, the family relocated to California, driven by the search for better opportunities and supported in part by post-war benefits. They settled in the Los Angeles area, eventually establishing a modest home in a suburban neighborhood. Financial stability was inconsistent, as his father worked in real estate on commission, but the household emphasized discipline, humility, and persistence. These early conditions shaped Selleck's outlook on work and responsibility, even though at the time he had no clear ambition toward acting or public life. Athletics, education, and the discipline of sports during his school years, Selleck gravitated toward athletics rather than entertainment. Standing well over 6 feet tall, he naturally excelled in basketball and baseball, where his physical presence and coordination stood out. His talent earned him attention from college programs, including scholarship opportunities, though financial limitations and personal decisions influenced his educational path. He began at a junior college while living at home and working part-time jobs, eventually transferring to the University of Southern California. There, he joined the basketball program, though his role remained limited, and he did not become a stand-out athlete statistically. Still, the experience reinforced discipline, teamwork, and resilience. Coaches reportedly valued his consistency and work ethic more than his performance metrics. These qualities would later translate into his acting career, where persistence and reliability became just as important as natural talent. Military service, early career interruptions, and uncertain beginnings in the late 1960s. Selleck's path took another turn when he joined the California Army National Guard during a period of national tension and military engagement. He completed training and served in a structured military environment, where he developed leadership skills and earned advancement in rank over time. His service also intersected with early attempts to break into acting, creating interruptions in what might have been an emerging entertainment career. At one point, he reportedly lost a studio opportunity due to his decision to fulfill military obligations, a setback that delayed his entry into Hollywood. Despite this, he later expressed no regret about serving, viewing it as a formative period. This phase of his life reinforced a pattern that would repeat, choosing long-term principle or responsibility over immediate career convenience, even when it came at a professional cost. First steps in entertainment and early rejections. Selleck's earliest encounters with television were not planned career moves, but rather chance appearances on dating and variety programs. He appeared in televised matchmaking shows in the 1960s, where he did not achieve notable success but did gain visibility. These appearances, while modest, exposed him to casting professionals who recognized his on-screen presence. He was subsequently invited into a studio talent development program designed to train emerging actors. For several years, he remained under contract and participated in training and small assignments, yet major roles did not materialize. Eventually, he was released from the program, leaving him without studio backing. During this period, he took on commercials, modeling work, and minor acting jobs. The experience was defined by repeated rejection, but also by gradual skill, building, and exposure to the mechanics of television production. Persistence through rejection and the slow build of a career after losing studio support, Selleck entered a long phase of professional uncertainty. Rather than leaving the industry, he continued auditioning and accepting smaller television roles in episodic series. These appearances included guest parts in various crime dramas and family shows, where his roles were often brief and sometimes uncredited. Casting directors frequently typecast him based on appearance, seeing him as physically imposing but not yet proven as a leading actor. Despite this, he continued refining his craft, learning to adapt quickly to different production environments. Friends and colleagues from this period often described him as steady and persistent rather than flashy or ambitious. His willingness to continue working in small roles even after setbacks became a defining trait of his early career and ultimately positioned him for larger opportunities later in the decade. Through roles and the road toward recognition, a turning point came when Selleck began landing more visible guest roles in established television series, gradually building a recognizable screen identity. One of his early notable appearances involved a character that contrasted sharply with the lead of a popular detective show, allowing him to display a lighter, more charismatic screen presence. This role helped shift industry perception, showing that he could play both grounded and more stylized characters. Around this time, he also gained experience in daytime television, where fast production schedules required adaptability and memorization under pressure. Although none of these roles immediately transformed him into a star, they contributed to a growing reputation for professionalism and reliability. By the late 1970s, he was no longer an unknown figure in the industry, but he still had not achieved the breakthrough that would define his career. The creation of a defining television character, Selleck's defining career moment, came when he was cast as the lead in a new television series set in Hawaii. The character, originally conceived as a more stylized and action-heavy figure, was reshaped during development into something more grounded and human. Selleck himself played a role in pushing for this change, advocating for a protagonist with emotional depth, flaws, and humor rather than an exaggerated heroic persona. The result was a character who balanced charm with vulnerability, shaped by a backstory involving military service and personal complexity. The production emphasized location filming, scenic environments, and a relaxed visual style that contrasted with darker detective dramas of the era. This combination of performance and production design helped establish the series as distinct, eventually turning it into a long-running success and defining Selleck's public identity. Cultural impact and rise to television stardom. As the series gained popularity, Selleck became widely recognized as a leading television actor. The show's success extended beyond ratings, influencing fashion, automotive trends, and pop culture aesthetics of the era. His character's clothing style, vehicle choice, and personal accessories became recognizable symbols associated with 1980s television identity. Critics praised his ability to portray a charismatic yet grounded lead, and he received major industry awards during the height of the show's run. The role also required physical adaptability, from stunt work to tight filming conditions in vehicles not designed for his height. Over time, the character became one of television's most enduring detective figures, remembered for both style and emotional nuance. Selleck's performance helped redefine what a television lead could look like, blending traditional masculinity with emotional accessibility. Film success and expansion beyond television. Following television success, Selleck transitioned into film, achieving widespread box office recognition in a major comedy hit in the late 1980s. The film centered on an unconventional domestic situation involving unexpected childcare responsibilities and relied heavily on comedic chemistry among its leads. It became one of the highest-grossing films of its release year and significantly expanded his audience beyond television viewers. The success demonstrated his versatility, proving he could carry both dramatic and comedic roles in different formats. While rumors and fan theories occasionally circulated around the film, its legacy remains tied to its commercial success and cultural familiarity. This period marked the peak of his mainstream visibility, solidifying his status as a cross-platform star in both television and cinema. Later career, awards, and evolving public presence in the decades following his peak fame, Selleck continued working in television and film, though at a slower and more selective pace. He took on roles that emphasized maturity and experience, often portraying authoritative or reflective characters. His earlier awards and nominations remained a key part of his professional legacy, and he maintained recognition within the industry as a respected veteran actor. Beyond acting, he became associated with quieter pursuits, including time spent on private property, where he engaged in outdoor activities and a more secluded lifestyle. This phase of his life reflected a shift away from constant public attention toward stability and personal space, a common transition for long-running television actors. Personal life, private challenges, and enduring legacy. Accounts of Selleck's personal life often mix confirmed information with speculative reporting, particularly regarding family health and private struggles. While it is not unusual for public figures to face personal and familial challenges, many dramatic claims circulating in media narratives remain unverified. What is clear is that, like many actors with long careers, he has balanced professional commitments with private responsibilities that are not fully visible to the public. Discussions of retirement or stepping back from work are often exaggerated in sensational retellings, when in reality, career pacing tends to shift gradually rather than end abruptly. Ultimately, Selleck's legacy is defined less by rumor and more by a sustained body of work that shaped television history. His career demonstrates persistence through early rejection, adaptability in performance, and the lasting cultural influence of a single iconic role that continues to resonate across generations.